I welcome you all to the second session of the guest lecture on the occasion of auspicious National Ayurveda Day on behalf of Manial Institute of Ayurveda Medical Science in association with the Vishwa Ayurveda Parishad, Mysore chapter. On this occasion, I am pleased to welcome Dr. Ashita, Assistant Professor in Department of Swasthavrata, Manial Institute of Ayurveda Medical Science, Manipal. She has completed UG in Alwas Ayurveda Medical College, Modbidri, and she has completed her PG in SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi, and she has passed by securing second rank in the Swasthavrata final year examinations, and she has participated in many international and national seminars. Likewise, today the world is under the grip of COVID-19. So, because of COVID-19, there is a increased conscious regarding the hygiene strategies. So Ayurveda has also a history of 5,000 years, which has tackled many of the pandemics in the form of Shastras. They have mentioned Janapodamsa as well as Upasargika Vyadis. So regarding the important aspect, the Swastha Vritta has highlighted regarding the hygiene strategies. So today, Dr. Ashita will be elaborating regarding the hygiene strategies which has been implemented in case of Ayurveda. So I welcome Dr. Ashita to continue the session.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Thank you so much, Dr. Sudeep sir, for having me introduced to this webinar session. So let us continue with today's second session. Before that, I would like to wish you all doctors who are present in this webinar, a very happy Dhanvantari Jayanti. So let us now start with my topic. So my topic of today's session is hygienic strategies to combat COVID-19 with an Ayurvedic approach. So you know that our science, that is Ayurveda, has been always behind two basic aims, that is Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam, which is nothing but preserving the health of a healthy individual, and secondly, Aturasya Vikara Prashamanam, that is curing the disease of a deceased individual. Now, having said these two are the basic important aims, among these two, Ayurveda always emphasizes priority to the first one because being a Swastha Purusha is not just a condition, but it also implies to have Sama Doshavastha, Sama Dhatu Avastha, Samavastha of Agni, Mala, and as well as Prasannada of Indriya. And there are various protocols, various strategies that are explained in our classics according to different contexts by acharyas that has to be followed by each individual to safeguard his health. Now, how this is applied or this can be applied in the context of COVID, let us come to that part later. So before that, you just see the next image. Yes. So now when you see this slide over here, you will be having a clear idea that what am I going to talk about, understanding that what am I going to talk about now. So you know that for past few months, every day we wake up with one news of COVID and every day we go to bed with another news of COVID. Every countries, every doctors, every science, every scientist, every indigenous system of medicine has been trying continuously to all their possible means to tackle this spread of coronavirus. And our science, Ayurveda, has also been playing a very important role in this scenario. So because of this condition and having leaning all the focus towards this scenario, this year's theme for World Ayurveda Day was framed as Ayurveda for COVID-19. So when it comes to Ayurveda for COVID-19, let us take these aspects, that is, this management protocols or whatever the strategies which are told according to our classics into three different stages. That is, first one is pre-COVID care, second one COVID care, and third one post-COVID care. So for today, let me enlighten you all regarding the pre-COVID care, because we all know that prevention is always better than cure. So now, how to prevent a disease? You know that before prevention, before implying any sort of prevention to any disease, we need to know what are the different causative factors of a disease, or what are the things that are contributing to the causation of disease. So let me just put a brief idea or brief information regarding the COVID, regarding its epidemiology, that is modes of transmission, as well as portal of entry and portal of exit. So COVID-19, which is considered as a pandemic, is caused by the infectious agent, that is SARS-CoV virus 2, which is having reservoir as humans and animals, and with a portal of exit, that is droplets from mouth or nose when coughing, exhaling, sneezing or speaking, and portal of entry having the mouth, nose and eyes. Now, the modes of transmission can be direct contact with droplets or aerosolized particles from infected individuals, or indirect transfer via contaminated hands, surfaces, and objects. Now, we have known about what is the brief idea about the disease. Now, when it comes to the preventive aspect, you know that every disease has certain weak points that make us susceptible to the attack, and the key role, that is key principle of tackling a disease, is that we have to identify this weak chain and we need to break that chain of transmission. So when it comes to the context of COVID, you know that since lockdown, we are hearing from different part of the country that campaign had been going on in the title, Break the Chain. Let it be staying safe at home, or let it be washing hands, or whatever it is. The concept of break the chain was continuously going on. So it is understood clearly that hygiene, or the concept of hygiene, is given importance here. Now, concept of hygiene was never a new concept. Since the evolution of germ theory, it was said that hygiene is considered to be the most important factor, and lack of hygiene has been said as a root cause of every single disease. So it is clear that health and hygiene is directly proportional, and without hygiene, no matter however the individual is, he or she will be having one or the other disease. So equal importance has been given in our classics also, that is in our science Ayurveda, under various contexts, under various principles, under various titles. And if you consider whole together under one title, the branch which deals about the hygienic practices is Swasthavrita. So for today, let me take it into considering under two broad spectrums, that is Vayaktika Swasthavrita, which is nothing but personal hygiene, and Samajika Swasthavrita, which is nothing but community hygiene. So let us see how these both, that is personal hygiene, concept of personal hygiene and concept of this community hygiene, can play a role in the management of COVID. So now let me take more into details regarding the Vayaktika Swasthavrita. So as I've said already, there are different contexts. There are various contexts which are coming under the management of COVID, which has already been published by the Ayush government and other ministries. But let me today say a few things that I can say from my preventive aspects, that is from the subject of preventive aspects. So let me concentrate more on Dinacharya, Sadvrita and Rasayana. Now, leaning to Dinacharya principles, yes, those are the principles that we follow on a regular basis from day to night. But under the context of COVID, let us take only few Dinacharyas, that is Kavala, Gandusha, Nasya, Dhumapana, Snana, Achamana and Vyayama. These are the various Dinacharyas that can be implied on a regular basis in order to enhance the respiratory health. And you know that all the benefits of the Dinacharyas goes for the same also, that balancing the doshas, it helps in the strengthening of Urdhva Chaturgada Bhaga. and it thereby promotes the immunity, and finally it promotes the health and longevity. So that is why our acharyas have always, all the acharyas have always been emphasizing that dinacharyas has to be followed, then only a person can become swastha. And this is never something that can be attained in a day or two, but it has to be followed on a cyclic basis, on a regular practice, and that should be adopted as a lifestyle. So coming to more dinacharyas, that is, you know that these are the benefits of the dinacharya. So we can apply these in the COVID scenario. As I said already, Kavala and Gandusha is having, that is, which is having a oral cleansing property. When we can practice this on a daily basis with some medicated solutions that is made up of medicated herbs which are prepared out of any antimicrobial or any antibacterial drug like Nimba or Yeshtimadu or any other antimicrobial effect, and then it can be administered as a Kavala and Gandusha. Now, when we talk about Nasya and Dhumapana, as a Pradimarsha Nasya, Anutaila can be administered, and Dhumapana Haridra can be taken under this context. And Snana and Achamana and Vyayama, you all know that it is anyhow important in every scenario, regardless of it is COVID or not. So now coming to the next principle, that is Sadvrita. Acharya Charaka has dedicated one entire chapter for Sadvrita, telling different principles that one has to follow. Again, we had all these principles since very long time, but then we always fail to practice these all principles, and that is why we have ended up in this kind of a situation. So Acharya Charaka has already said that the regimens of bathing, importance of cleaning of eyes, nose, ears, teeth, oral cavity, and nails, etc. He has said about not using unwashed clothes in after any situations, or he has already emphasized that you should cover the mouth while talking, sneezing, laughing, or yawning, and he has also advised to wash hands and legs before having meals. Now, apart from this, we get also a reference from Sushruta Samhita in the context of Kushta Nidana about the different rules, that is Sahashaya, Saha Asana, Nishwasa, all those things has to be avoided under the context of Sankramika Roga. Now, you just see what are the protocols that are advised which has to be followed in the current scenario. See, wearing mask, sneezing into your elbow or cover your mouth with your hands, or advising to bath immediately once you come from outside, or washing hands with soaps before the intake of any food, and practicing of social distancing has never been a novel concept. It was already explained in our classics beautifully, but the practice of those things on a regular basis was lacking from our side. So we have to understand that our science have already explained these things, and only thing what we can do or what we have to do is to practice this on everyday basis. Now, apart from this, I would like to highlight here hand sanitation or sanitization or hand wash practices. Even the World Health Organization has also given a high emphasis, or there was a safe hand challenge, safe and clean hand challenge, which was going on as a part of WHO, because hand being prone to any sort of infection, that is contamination or anything, because it is prone to having contact with surfaces or anything, it is a direct link for the viruses to enter inside the body. So we have to ensure that all the practices, even we practice all body hygiene or everything, our hands to be repeatedly washed with certain manner. So this is the image which picturizes what is the techniques that has to be that has to be taken care while hand washing. Let me just put a small video for your reference. So you can see that this is the ideal way one has to follow while practicing hand wash. So now coming back to the topic. So you have already seen how we have to wash our hands, or what all are the techniques, or what all are the careful points that we need to observe while washing the hands. Now, personally, we have maintained all the hygiene, but still there are some chances wherein still the virus can enter our body with not a mistake of us. It is here the immunity, or the role of immunity, plays a vital role. Acharya Charaka has told that if unless a person is swastha, that is, unless he possesses a characteristic of sama mamsa pramana or sama samhanano, in that that is samhanana, if it is not in samavastha, or if the indriyas are not in dridavastha, then he can be always overcome by the bala of vyadhi. So in order to tackle any disease, one has to be swastha, and for that reason one has to go for the intake of immune boosting herbs or any rasayanas or any other medicines. So after, because of the intake of this on a regular basis, we can safeguard bala, ojas, and ultimately vyadikshamatva. So now coming to the next aspect. So this is all these above which I had said already now has been included under personal hygiene or Vayaktika Swasthavritta. Now, if you maintain personal hygiene in every aspect, if the environment which you live in is not of a clean or hygienic, still you are having a chance to get infected by the virus. So that is why environmental hygiene or Samajika Swasthavrita is having again a key role in the causation of disease. See, though COVID was not publicly declared as an airborne disease, but you have to know that when a person coughs or sneezes, he can spread droplets of saliva and mucus, and this tiny particles can be produced, or can be, which is produced by the above activities, can be suspended in the air for longer time. So because of this, the environment which we live in also has to be disinfected. And again, for these things also, our classics have always given us enough remedies. So again, coming to Acharya Sushruta's Kalpasthana, he has given what are the qualities of Dushita Vayu, which I have not mentioned here, but still he have mentioned as a continuation that once the Vayu is in Dushita Avastha, that leads to the above diseases, that is Kasa, Pratishyaya, Shiroruja, Adi, rogas will be afflicted, and for that there are certain remedies, that is by using the above herbs, that is Laksha, Haridra, Adivisha, etc. One can go for the administration of Duma Anilo Cha Adivishodhe, that is air can be done Shodhana by the fumigation with the use of above drugs. Now, again, coming to the Sushrutas, another concept, that is Sutra 5th chapter. Under the context of treatment of Vrana, he has said that using the above drugs, that is Tato, Gugulu, Aguru, Sarjarasa, using all these above drugs, he can go for a Dupana of Vrana, and he has already mentioned clearly here that Na Kevalam Vranam Dupayet, Shayanadi Abhi Vrana Daurgandhyavagamartam, which is saying that not only Vrana Dupana can be done, but also when a Vranita, wherein he stays, those area can also be disinfected by using the above drug, and this is equally helpful in eliminating the virus or whatever disease causing agent. So another other chapters which is dedicated by the Charaka in different, talking about different ganas, we can get different references about Krimigna Dravyas, Vishagna Dravyas, etc. And all those drugs can also be taken for disinfective measures, whether it is Snana or whether, I have told already that Snana is again having importance in the context of COVID. So you can take any of these herbals which are having antimicrobial or antibacterial effect, so that it will help you to stay away from the virus getting inside the body. Now, when it comes to this context, you might have already seen that 2 months before, around 2 months before, a new drug was formulated, that is Aparajita Dhupa Churna, was having a so hype in the COVID scenarios, because the disinfecting property of this fumigant was found effective, and there was a research study which was done, and it was told that the microbial load was reduced to low after the Dhupa Churna, fumigation was done with this Dhupa Churna, and it is having a set of antimicrobial acts like Vacha, Nimba, etc. So it has been also considering this has been included as a COVID management protocol, that is for fumigation by the Kerala government. So this is just mentioning here. So coming to the end of the session, see, we know that what are the things that causes or that leads to getting affected by the COVID. And 2 days or 2 or 3 days back, it was the headline of all the newspapers where that COVID-19 is not going to vanish soon and vaccines will be delayed for every common people. So till COVID-19 is vanishing, we cannot wait for our health to be spoiled. So with the simple methods, with the basic hygienic measures that are explained in our classics, if we follow it on a regular basis, we can keep this virus to some extent away from us until we have a complete end to this pandemic. And so that even when we take an immune boosting drugs or all the other remedies which I have already told, we can completely boost our immunity, so that all in all we can stay away from this virus. So with saying a small quotation, that is Nityam hitahara vihara sevi samikshakari vishesha saktaha data samaha satyaparaha shamavan aptopasevi cha bhavati arogaha. If we follow hygiene in all the aspects, be it mentally, be it physically, so if it is not difficult to keep or it is not difficult to stay in aroga avastha. So with this, I would like to thank and wishing you a very happy Diwali to all. Before ending, I would like to thank Head of the institution, Principal Sir, Dr. Satyanarayan Bhatt Sir, Management, Chairman Sir, and all the staffs for having me here. Thank you so much.
Anything about immunization or the cleanliness, dinacharya? Anyone, the participant should ask any question regarding this. Open for the question session. So, Doctor have highlighted an important aspect of different references of Ayurveda and the usefulness of hand hygiene in preventing the COVID disease, which is, I think, which is much better than using the alcohol-based sanitization, which in clinical practices now you can see so much of rashes seen, which is especially used by some children and old people. So better to go with the natural and Shastra-based fumigation and prevention, which is told in Shastra. So that was an intention of today's webinar by Dr. Ashita has done it very beautifully and shortly. She has presented and covered all the aspects regarding this. And she has given the references also with the solid references of Ayurvedic background, where how to prevent the viruses or the thing. So I thank Dr. Ashita with the wonderful presentation, and hoping that no queries from the participation. If anything is there, we will wait for 2 to 5 minutes so that you can raise the hand or you can ask by unmuting yourself. So okay, if anything you want to ask, you can post in the mail or directly to Dr. Ashita. If any doubt is there from any of the participation or students who are there, can ask. Okay, so we will end the session here. Thank you one and all for actively participation on the, and once again wishing National Ayurveda Day and happy Deepavali to one and all. Thank you one and all.